The largest planets we know about today. There are different ways to measure how large something is. One way is to check an object's mass or volume of matter. The second is volume, or how much space the object consumes. We may have heard about some planets in our solar system. Which ones are the largest planets? The largest planet in the solar system is Jupiter. Suitably, it was named after the king of the gods in Roman mythology. In the same fashion, the ancient Greeks named it after Zeus, the Greek Pantheon king. There are, however, some other very large planets other than Jupiter. Welcome to Brainbender Solarium. Join us as we travel through space and explore the largest planets in existence. Jupiter is more than twice the size of all the other planets combined. If this vast planet were 80 times larger, it would have become a star instead of a planet. The volume of Jupiter could hold more than 1,300 Earths. If Jupiter were the size of a basketball, the Earth would be the size of a grape. Jupiter has a dense core of ambiguous composition, accompanied by a helium-rich layer of liquid metallic hydrogen that stretches out along 80 to 90% of the planet's diameter. The atmosphere of Jupiter resembles that of the Sun, mostly made up of hydrogen and helium. Powerful east-west winds produce the colorful light and dark bands surrounding Jupiter in the upper atmosphere, gusting at over 335 miles per hour, or 539 kilometers an hour. The white clouds in the light zones are composed of frozen ammonia crystals, while the darker clouds formed of other chemicals are found in the dark belts. Blue clouds are at the deepest visible stages. Far from being static, the stripes of clouds shift over time. Diamond rain might fill the sky inside the atmosphere. The atmosphere of Jupiter grows warmer with depth, hitting room temperature or 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius, at an altitude where the air pressure is 10 times as high as it is on Earth. Scientists suspect that if Jupiter has any kind of life, it may dwell at this stage, and it would have to be hovering. However, researchers have not found proof of life on Jupiter. The most remarkable characteristic of Jupiter is the Great Red Spot, a massive hurricane-like storm that has lasted more than 300 years. At its broadest, the Great Red Spot is about double the Earth's size, and it rotates clockwise around its center at speeds of 270 to 425 miles per hour, or 430 to 680 kilometers an hour. The color of the storm, which ranges from brick red to a little brown, may come from small quantities of phosphorus and sulfur in the ammonia crystals in the swirls of Jupiter. The site has been contracting for some time, though the rate may have slowed down in recent years. With 4 big moons and few smaller moons, Jupiter itself forms a kind of miniature solar system. Jupiter has 79 known moons, most of them named after the Roman gods' paramours. The 4 biggest moons, Io, Ganymede, Europa, and Callisto, were discovered by Galileo Galilei. The gravitational field of Jupiter impacts numerous asteroids clustered in the region and following Jupiter in its orbit around the Sun. These are known as Trojan asteroids after 3 significant asteroids, Achilles, Agamemnon, and Hector. Their names were taken from the Iliad, Homer's epic tale of the Trojan War. Another large planet in our solar system is Saturn, the 6th planet from the Sun. Decorated with thousands of beautiful ringlets, Saturn is unique. The rings we see are made up of groups of tiny bits of rock and ice that surround Saturn. Like Jupiter, Saturn is primarily a gas ball composed of hydrogen and helium. Uranus is another giant planet. It has been coined as the ice giant and is about 4 times larger than Earth. Uranus has 27 known moons, most of them named after literary characters. Like Saturn, Jupiter, and Neptune, Uranus is a ringed planet. The unique sideways rotation of Uranus allows for odd seasons. Uranus's north pole has 21 years of nighttime in winter, 21 years of daytime in summer, and 42 years of day and night in spring and fall. Uranus is made up of methane, water, and ammonia fluids above a small rocky core. Its atmosphere is made of hydrogen and helium like Jupiter and Saturn, but it also has methane. Methane gas gives Uranus its blue appearance. Uranus also has dim loops. The inside rings are thin and faint. The outer rings are brightly colored and easy to see. The fourth largest planet in the universe is Neptune. It's the eighth and most distant planet in our solar system. It is the fourth largest planet by diameter and the third largest by mass. Neptune is 17 times the mass of the Earth and significantly larger than its near twin, Uranus. Neptune's atmosphere is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium, with traces of methane that show a blue hue. Neptune's blue color is much more vibrant than that of Uranus, which has a comparable amount of methane, so it is believed that an identified component causes the more intense color of Neptune. Neptune also has the strongest winds of any planet in the solar system, with gusts of 1,500 miles per hour, or 2,500 kilometers an hour. The amount of time a human would survive on Neptune is less than a second. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are the four largest planets in our solar system. It is clear that the term gas giants is appropriate. These planets harbor weather systems that are violent and tumultuous. The environmental conditions are unimaginably harsh. They are, however, beautiful and unique, and provide us with a sense of how small a part of the solar system we are. Thanks for joining us. We hope you found this video interesting. If so, take a look at some of our other videos you see on the screen now. Also, ring that bell to keep up with new content that we publish weekly. We'll see you next time here on Solarium.